I'm upset, really, like deep down in my heart.
Relevant on this earth is not so important because I can't take it with me. That's what's guaranteed is death.
And that is absolutely true, Anthony Joshua. All that is guaranteed is death. And that's your shockingly real story with more disturbing updates. Let's dive in. So the world is aware that Anthony Joshua was in a serious accident in Nigeria which unalived two of his close friends. The car was in a bad state as it hit the side of this truck. This is how bad the impact was as it took out that side of the truck. Anthony Joshua was seated behind the driver and the two friends bear the brunt of where the Jeep actually hit the truck, which unfortunately they did not survive. But pay attention to this video and what Anthony Joshua is doing, as there are new developments to which I'll share with you further down into the video, and we'll come back to this in a minute. Moments before the accident, it has been reported, you can see Anthony Joshua here with his friends and family enjoying a nice meal. Everyone was talking, food were being passed around, and someone was capturing all the moments because these are precious moments for both Anthony Joshua and his friends and obviously his family. And you can see that the fight to which Anthony Joshua took on raised a lot of questions, and obviously the conspiracies or the conspiracy theorists are out and they were not relent in throwing their punches. Watch
Crazy, this. Yo. Did Anthony Joshua break the contract with the Jake Paul fight? 2 weeks after his biggest fight of his life, two of his best friends died in a car crash and he's the only one that survives. Is that a conspiracy or a sacrifice?
Maybe he felt on top of the world, he felt everything was great, but this happened right after the fact that he beat Jake Paul and he got the biggest bag of his life. And then all of a sudden he magically survives a car crash and makes it out of alive, and two others died. It was a setup.
I know I got no business saying this, but Anthony Joshua's accident, the timing is suspicious. Like, I'm not the only one thinking that, right? It's not that coincidences like that can't happen. To have a gigantic moment like that in your life followed by an extremely tragic event, like that can happen naturally. But the way the world is, I'm just suspicious, you know? Anyway, I wouldn't know who to blame. I don't really follow this man's life. I'm just like, this is giving Princess Diana. This is giving some Diddy deeds done dirt cheap, you know? Anyway, I'm just gonna go mind my business now because I don't need to make things worse, right? But that's where my brain went immediately, and I know I'm not the only one. I know.
This is just, it sounds very, very suspect, bro. It's something that's tied with these contracts, bro. That is always something weird happening after they get a big win. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't trust none of these industries. But they say Joshua sustained only minor injuries and was rescued from the wreckage. But the other two, that's crazy, bro. Like,
Paul, in what many say was a scripted fight, he gets into an accident where two of his best friends are unalived in a tragic car crash, and yet he escapes with minor injuries in Nigeria, his home country. Some say that the fight that he had with Jake Paul was supposed to go a different way, that it was scripted, and every time Jake Paul throws out the tongue, it's to tell the other boxer to calm down. 2 seconds after he did that, Anthony Joshua did it back to him and then began pounding him. No Diddy. At the very end, he ended up knocking out Jake Paul, to which Jake Paul's expression not only looked fearful, scared, but also shocked that things weren't going the way he did. Some are saying now this is a spiritual sacrifice because the humiliation ritual was supposed to happen to Joshua. He escaped and it actually happened to Jake Paul. So now somebody had to pay the price for the fact that things didn't work out the way they thought.
Video from 2 weeks ago where a barbell falls on his neck as he's trying to lift with a spotter, and it falls on his neck. And somehow the video from the accident came across my timeline. And they are taking videos and pictures of Anthony Joshua sitting in the back seat of this car after it got wrecked. And then the video pans to the trainer, and he does not have a head anymore. And I went back to the video, and people are in the video saying rest in peace to him 2 weeks ago.
Come on, people, do the right thing. Rather than just watch the video, just quickly hit the like button and touch the subscribe button so you can hear the crazy stuff people have been saying without any facts, any evidence, any proof whatsoever. Of course, a conspiracy theory news is appealing to a lot of people, and you know, sometimes people may be able to pick sense out of nonsense, but it is too early to say whether any of this bears any significant mark of anything sinister. But if you think you've heard anything crazy, wait until you hear this coming up.
In that part of my life, but I assure you, in that age, I could have put that clown in the first round, but I sold my soul, and I'm ashamed of it. You know what I remember? Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jake is doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring? I remember, you know, but the day after the fight, right after the day after, I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that?
Yes, you heard that right. Mike Tyson reportedly to have said it appears that the fight between him and Jake Paul was fixed. And then in my last video on the issue on the screen, someone in the comment section said that it was widely known that the fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was an exhibition fight. So you can understand why some people will be thinking that there is something sinister going on between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua. But these wild claims are not over yet. There is more to come. Watch this.
Anthony Joshua is very suspicious, man. It's very suspicious. It's like they want the money back. It's like they want this man to be hurt. They want to do something to him. It looks suspicious. Because this guy walked out that fight with no scratch, not even a scrape, nothing. It looks like he didn't even fight. For 95 million, it looks like he didn't even fight. While Jake, on the other hand, walks out with a broken jaw in 2 places, missing tooth. The fight was supposed to be scripted to the T. But somewhere along the line, someone their contract up, and I think Jake did his contract up by taunting and punching to knock Anthony out. I don't think he was supposed to be like that. He's going in with someone who's not hungry for money, like Mike Tyson team. Mike Tyson team is going in that for money, and that's why Mike Tyson rolled with the script all the way to the end. He could have knocked Jake out if he wanted to, but he didn't, because that would avoid the contract fully and he wouldn't get paid. That's what happened. And now they want it back in blood. So this accident that just happened is very suspicious.
Now, I was desperately searching to find someone who has a different point of view, an opposite narrative to what has been peddling thus far, what we've been listening to. And yes, we did find someone. And I'd like you to write in the comment section whether you agree with her or you agree with the others. Sound that off in the comment section. Watch this.
And the pictures I've seen, and just so much, bro. And then I'm coming on the internet and this person's talking about it's spiritual, and then this person saying things doesn't sit right with, do you know what I mean? Just all of that stuff, like, oh, he sacrificed. Are you mad? Are you actually mad? I'm telling you, see people, the world has turned so cold. Yeah, you actually have to deep it sometimes. This is actually the world we live in. Something like this happens to people. So many people have been affected by something so tragic, and then you have people on the internet saying that it's spiritual, saying, oh, this is why you need to pray, God saved him. I feel like that's so insensitive. So insensitive, because are you trying to say that, oh, God didn't care about the up? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Well, I don't believe that there is anything insensitive about saying that God saved someone, and it is not to say that God doesn't care about the others unfortunately killed in that accident. And in my previous video, I did allude to the fact that his parents and perhaps his sister were praying people, and they were praying for him. And I do believe that people praying for people does bring good fortune to them. He walked out of hospital, which is a positive update, but the disturbing truth coming up shortly will shock you. Condolences again to the family of those who lost their lives. And the boxing fraternity came out with well-wishing words towards Anthony Joshua.
Video this morning on the AJ crush. AJ, you've got a guardian angel, my friend. God has his arms wrapped around you then. Condolences to the deceased.
Where if he'd just sat on the other side of the car, they wouldn't have been pulling him out alive. There's no
Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hindus, black, whites, Chineses, everybody on earth. This goes out to you. We are not divided. We are one peoples under God.
Remember, when I say pay attention to this image, what Anthony Joshua was doing as a gesticular sort of move towards Jake Paul, ironically, it has been reported that what he was doing actually happened to one of his friends by the tragic accident. And I can now look at the conspiracists' face and hearing them say, aha, see, I told you. There is nothing to read into that. Anthony Joshua's life was saved. Whether you believe in coincidence or divine intervention, I personally believe it was divine intervention. And the recent disturbing update by the Telegraph is that Anthony Joshua's life was saved because he changed seat. Yes, man, it has been revealed that the driver asked him to change seat and he sat right behind the driver, because had he still been in the front seat, God knows what would have happened to him. But the report says that the driver said that he was too big and he was hampering the driving, so he asked him to go behind him to sit. Now, this is no coincidence, some would argue. And as things are developing thick and fast, it was reported that the driver was charged for the fatal crash. And also, it has been reported that he hasn't got a license. Now, if that is true, that is really, really bad management. Anthony Joshua, the shocking real truth about your story is that your life was saved by God. That is what I believe. And if it hadn't been for the driver telling you to switch seats, you would not have been here. And I wonder, what is your thought about death?
Doing in your lives, we're all gonna die one day, so don't get too caught up in the hype. Live your life while you're here, because you never know what's gonna around. You've got heart attacks, disease, wars. Life could just hit you like that. So try and enjoy every day. That's what I'm trying to say. And with the death thing, I know I just look at life and I'm just like, man, it's crazy. Like, all of this stuff here, believe it or not, is a big distraction, in my opinion, because in the grand scheme of things, like, everything that I chase and everything that I want to own to make me feel relevant on this earth is not so important, because I can't take it with me. That's what's guaranteed is death.
Well, Solomon 1 says everything in life is meaningless without God, pretty much. And the big question is, I'd like you to sound off in the comment section and let us know what you think. Do you believe that the driver's intervention inspired by God is what saved his life, if the report is correct? And do you believe that that was divine intervention? Because had he been in the front, you know what would have been the end result. Or do you believe that it was coincident? All these things just happened by chance? Sound off in the comment section. Let's have a discussion and a debate about this. Anthony Joshua's real life story and the disturbing facts that the driver's intervention saved his life is shocking. So I'd like to thank you very much for your time, and I shall see you on the other topic.